Greetings! I am Crispy. 皆さんこんにちは。特に小野様、こんにちは。覚えてますか？一回だけの質問交代、東京で3.11のアートインスタレーションの後に。I only met Yoko Ono one time in a Q&A after her art exhibition after the March 11th tsunami, earthquake, political and nuclear meltdown. And today I'm very excited to bring to you an extremely unique perspective as far as global astrology goes, through the Mayan embodiment perspective, and all the Mayan systems actually. They allow the combination of two people. So it's as though when two people come together, it makes a third entity, like a little energetic baby that's not either, it's both. And today I'm going to show you how that's done. It's very fun, very interesting, and I would say very revealing. So let's take a look. First I'm going to explain their individual astrologies and then show you how to combine two people and explain how that energetic baby, how it relates to the two of them. It's quite complicated and interesting and fun. So let's turn it over to my computer and take a look.
So, at first glance, we don't see too much similarity, especially to the uninitiated. He's called Manifesting Offering, a red glyph meaning east, earth as an element, and the physical body. And he's a tone 10, manifesting, two hands working together, helping, making, co-creating. A very solid and grounded tone. And offering is like the classic Mexican ofrenda, an altar. People who know that every day is sacred and a gift. Ms. Ono is pairing rainstorm, blue, west, water, the emotional body, and tone 2, and all tone 2 people have the life quest of transcending duality, which is a concept based on the illusion of separation. And they do this by bridging duality into polarity, which means two ends of the same connected spectrum. Like planet Earth has a north and south pole, and like all batteries have a positive and negative end, and like all magnets. By the way, did you know that if you cut a magnet in half, you still get two norths and two souths? Anyway, at first glance, they seem like, I don't know, opposites. And look at this. They are, in fact, the 9th glyph and the 19th glyph staring directly into each other's eyes across the vast expanses of the Hunab Ku. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know perfectly well that all red signs have their divine masculine and divine feminine guides in blue. And all blue people are guided by red people in their masculine and feminine energies. So that mistaken first impression goes out the window. However, a quick glimpse at their 4 guides shows that they have no glyphs in each other's charts. Therefore, they are very much unique individuals. But a very cool thing about tone 10 and tone 2 is that they show up in each other's empowerment circle here And here, John's past wisdom guide is Yoko's tone 2, and Yoko's future vision guide is John's tone 10. Now, every person, and therefore every day, is a glyph and a tone, 50-50. Neither is stronger nor weaker. They are both equally present in the vibrations of everything. Now, remember, my friend, what we are talking about here is the harmonic matrix of vibrational pulses being sent out from the great central sun, the Hunabku. And this energy, this pulse, is being relayed to us through our own sun, God, soul, and translated by the periodic table of elements contained within our goddess Gaia's body, and making little DNA baby Gaia souls. Yeah.
And the Maya, whoever they actually are, transmitted this knowledge to humanity through one culture that we now call the Maya. They didn't call themselves that, by the way. So, in a very literal sense, there is no such thing as the Mayan calendar. Shut up! Shut him up. I've got a lot of emotional investment. My whole ego is based on the Mayan embodiment calendar. It must be real. Maybe I should do Bill Hicks next. All right, I'll put him on the list. I've got quite a list going here. Oh boy. Very interesting. Now, where was I?
So that little glimpse was just scratching the surface because, as you may know, the magic of the Mayan Tzolk'in astrology means that you can combine two people to make a third energetic entity, like a vibrational baby or something. And here's where the real spell casting is embodied. Oh, did you see what I did there? Damn, I'm good. But yeah, that's only for those who really know, you know? Okay, sorry. So, when we look at the energetic entity of these two superstars, we get Ka Lahun Lamat, 12 star, understanding star. And tone 12 is a wonderful combination tone. I mean, on its own, it's great. It's the classic tone of complex stability, the master architect, the cube. And here's some more keywords of tone 12: cohesiveness, comprehension, connections, completion, complex stability, and the cube.
Now, when a couple, or any pair, any two people, when they combine to make a tone 12, that, in my humble opinion, bodes very well for their relationship. Complex stability. It means they can transcend the little stuff. It means they are co-creating stability through complexity. Right. So before I get too far ahead of myself, is that even possible? How can one person get ahead of themselves? That's not... Okay, sorry. I want to go back and look a little bit at their individual charts. So I'm just going to give you the keyword combinations of the phrases for each tone and each glyph of each of their birth sign and their divine masculine, divine feminine, and their future and past. So when I combine the key words of each glyph and tone, I call those high vibration phrases or high energy phrases or high frequency phrases. So I'll just go quickly through each of those 5 for each of them before we move on to our energy baby. So let's start with the divine feminine. Ono Yoko.
Okay, so some keywords for Ono-sama. Pairing rainstorm. These are keywords for all tone 2 people and days. Transcending duality, relationships, polarity, complementary, interdependence. In a relationship, people who are tone 2 have the choice to oppose or support, and everything depends on their choice. And for rainstorm, keywords: cleansing, purification, nourishment, home and family, tough love, lightning in the blood, thunder being. Rainstorms always come after dry spells to nourish the plants and wash away the dust, the cobwebs, and the dead leaves. Rainstorm peoples are here to crack their loving whip and scatter the crusty old ideas that cling in dry minds. Now, her divine masculine is patient corn, and here are some of the keyword combos from tone 9 and Ben. Preserving family, steady home, lucky bamboo, fortunate cane, useful reed. Eyes on the prize of practical fortune, pragmatic goal orientation, and I'm not joking. Now her past vision guide, 7 monkey, reflecting monkey. Again, here are some high vibration phrases. Reflecting creativity, pausing to weave time, neutralizing art, neutralizing artisans, neutralizing artistry, mirroring curiosity, top of the pyramid play, Pleiadian performance. Ooh, interesting.
Okay, so that was her right-hand man and her past. Now we continue over the Wheel of 20, passing the Corpus Callosum, which is John, if you'll remember, and going into her left-hand side, her right-mindedness. And the first stop is at her future vision, which is Lahun Manik, tone 10 of the deer, which is actually the left hand, I believe. Now remember, tone 10 is John's birth tone. That's the only 2 places they are in each other's charts, in the past and the future. Let's take a look.
Co-creating hand of protection. Setting respectful intentions. Graceful helping. Generous collaboration. Now, as you may have noticed in some of my other videos, especially the one with Dr. Stephen Greer, when a person is firmly on the vertical path to being fully actualized, they are already using all 4 of their guides fully and completely. Not like a guide so much as an inner knowing or inner voice. And I would say that that does seem to be the case for Yoko-sama. And now, as per usual, I've saved the Divine Feminine for last. Harmonizing Serpent. Ooh, that sounds so comfortingly sensuous. Let's check out the high vibration phrases for this energetic combination. Creating sensual compatibility. Claiming vital justice. Regenerating evolution. Renewing the weaving of time. Now remember that serpents shed their skin frequently. And did you just notice a high frequency phrase repetition? No, that's not the reason for their being called high frequency phrases. There's actually extremely few repetitions in between keywords of tones and glyphs. But with tone 8 and with the monkey glyph, we have the phrase weavers of time. And this, my friends, is why in Guatemala they consider Wajaqib Bats, 8 monkey, to be the first day of the Tzolk'in. And on that very day, all Cholquib, the keepers of time, the calendar shaman, are publicly initiated. So you could say that a high vibration phrase for the day of harmonizing monkey is time for weaving the weaving of time. Wow.
All right, so that was our look at Yoko. In Japan, we use the family name first, actually, the given name second. Sort of gives more respect to your elders, I think. Now, let's take a look at John. I think it's time to look at John. Oh, that sounds horrible. Sorry. It might pop up as I'm doing his reading. Now, his birth glyph is offering. And the main energy of this is prayer, sacred prayer, giving offering of prayer to every day, to every sip of water. Or green tea. Knowing that actually every living thing is sacred, and non-living things, such as crystals and everything is sacred. All right. Tone 10, Lahun. 2 hands coming together, co-creating. And what we would call this combination is the first high energy phrase, really. Manifesting offering. So let's take a look at a few more.
Co-creating sacred gifts, setting intentions of paying respect, helping prayer, collaborative harmony, atonement relationships. me try to express my inner feelings and thankfulness. Moving on to the divine masculine, Khan Akbal. Stabilizing dusk. Foundational dreams. Intuitive wholeness. Defining transitions. Rules of night games. Measuring potential. Please remember, my life is in your hands. And now we look at past wisdom, ka, imish, pairing sunrise. And remember, this is Yoko's birth tone. So the high vibration phrase is the primal instinct for interdependence, transcending reptilian duality. Christ, you know it ain't easy. Transcending the duality of creation, the origin of duality, the origin of relationship, the beginning of polarity, the origin of polarity. Just a minute here.
All right. We all know John is a very spiritual man, a big thinker, truly a psychedelic person by the definition of the word, meaning revealing the spirit or the psyche or the soul of humanity. Now, look at his past wisdom here, transcending the duality of creation, the origin of relationships, the beginning of polarity. All right? To me, this is saying the energy of God-sciousness that was present before the physical universe, before the Big Bang. There was only consciousness, which you could call God-sciousness. And it was one thing, and it wanted to experience itself. And it created physical matter. 13 billion years ago? It's hard to say. It's a lot to think about. And along with the physical universe, of course, had to come sacred geometry. And by that, I also imply the Tzolk'in. And here it is. And here we are, talking about it. Cool.
All right, we've got some high vibration phrases for empowering Gaia, helping imagination, vital imagination, giving imagination, handy imagination, crafty imagination, inquiring imagination.
Did you notice I focused on only the word imagination there? We are the imagination, my friends. Can you think of a single other human being who could have written the song Imagine? Maybe, sure. But only one guy did. Wow. Imagine there's no heaven, because everything is heaven. It's not a place you go to if you're really, really good. I'm sorry, I just gave myself massive goosebumps there. All right. It's not actually easy if you try. Maybe it is if you're John. But for the rest of us, wow. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of the line, imagine no possessions. Oh, and that brings me to another little story about this t-shirt. Are you familiar with Jacques Fresco? I have to do his chart, oh my goodness. And the resource-based economy. Yeah. That's where I'm going here. It's about 260 years in the future, or 130, or much less. It's if you want it. Now, Gene Roddenberry also, I should do him too, oh my goodness, wrote the whole Star Trek series based on the concept that once humanity transcends war and money, we have access to the whole omniverse. I do believe that is completely true. And it will not happen until we do transcend primarily nuclear war and nuclear power. I believe that nuclear power is nuclear war. More on that later. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, back to the plan.
Imagine all the people living life in peace. And now for John's divine feminine guide, Osh Men, activating eagle. High vibration phrases, energizing vision, non-stop motion, messenger, busy abundance, abundantly busy, fortunate home, home fortune, 3 hearthstones, independence. And here I'm thinking of the time when baby Sean was born and Yoko went back to work, leaving John at home. And I'm sure that included a lot of independent kitchen time.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Alright, so that was their individualities. Now, let's take a deep dive into their Een Laq alakin ka lahun lamat. This is going to be good.
Okay, here come the high vibration phrases for understanding star. Cohesive abundance, connecting prosperity and prosperous connections, complex and rational stability, complete fertility, comprehending Venus. I love you. Alright, so please note that the color yellow signifies the summer, the south, noon as a peak time, fire as an element, and the mental body. People born on the day of star are balanced, bright, popular, and are natural manifestors of abundance through steady, harmonious work. Christ, you know it ain't easy. Oh, I already said that one. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, I find it very interesting that he is red, earth, and physical, and she is blue, water, and emotional, and they make mental fire. Fascinating. Alright, here are the high vibe phrases for balancing breath, flowing spirit, stable communication, balanced family of imagination, equilibrium through breath of life, talking in their beds for a week.
Their past wisdom guide, stabilizing solar chief. Now, some systems call this the sun god or the sun or other names. To me, that's far too masculine. I believe that in the North American native tradition, a chief can be male or female, which is why I used that word. But here we have it in their past wisdom position. So let's look at some of the high vibration phrases.
Wholeness of enlightenment, foundation of illumination, definition of authenticity, measurement of completion, ancestral rules of the game, definition of a hero, leading enlightenment, and only the truly initiated among us will know that Kan Ahau is the end of the 13th Baktun, the end of the 5,125-year Great Cycle. That was December 21st, 2012, and this is the energy of John and Yoko's Past Wisdom Guide. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now we cross over the right-hand side, which is the left brain, over the wheel of 20 into the corpus callosum. And did you notice that right at the top is the obsidian mirror? That's interesting, isn't it? And now we're going over into the left-hand side, the feminine, the right-minded awareness. And as I've been doing, we're going to first take a look at the future vision guide. And here you can see we have tone 7. Can you see the 7 there? Yeah, it's a 7. Top of the pyramid, wise one. A wise one sitting, holding their staff at the top of the pyramid. Key word, forgiveness. Here's a few more.
Pausing to forgive. Forgiving neutralizes. Mirroring forgiveness. Top of the pyramid, divinity. Pleiadian temples. Pleiadian guardians. You don't take nothing with you but your soul. Think! Now, my friends, you've heard me mention the Pleiadians couple times today, and hopefully in my other videos. Please allow me to expand upon that with a few quotes, starting from this one, from a little book known as The Mayan Factor. And here he's writing about the time he first heard Humbat's men speak in Boulder in March of 1985, and here's the quote. "The key to everything that Humbat's presented, and which he himself had received through oral transmission, was in a final aside he made during his presentation," and I quote from Humbat's now, "Our solar system," Humbat's declared, "is the seventh such system that the Maya have charted. There is no question that my meeting with Humbat's was the most crucial event in my long history of working with the Mayan material." Alright, so Humbat's men. Let's continue with a quote or two from him. And this is from his book, The 8 Calendars of the Maya. And I quote, "Thus, for the ancient Maya, the Pleiades represented the principle of life on planet Earth, and this is why it formed their cultural axis. Mayan religion and mathematics were intimately connected with the 7 stars, or suns, of the Pleiades, and as a result, all the Mayan astronomical calendars were also connected to the Pleiades." Alright, and let's continue with a few quotes from Mrs. Pleiades herself, Barbara Hand Clow. And this I'll take from her book, The Mayan Code. "My understanding of how the Pleiades star system is part of Cherokee and Mayan thought is especially valuable, because since birth I have been living simultaneously on Earth and in the mind of Alcyone, the central star of the Pleiades. In my childhood, my grandfather Hand taught me that Earth and Alcyone are my homes. I've never forgotten my star origins, not for a moment, since the Maya and the Cherokee are the people of the Pleiades." Now, Barbara Hand Clow also talks of meeting with and working with Humbat's men, and here's a little quote from that same book. "When I first began working with Humbat's men in the 1980s, I was greatly relieved to hear him constantly talking about the galaxy and the Pleiades." And here's my last quote from anyone in this video from her in that same book. "After all, the Pleiadians say that the 9th dimension is the Mayan calendar." Now, this is coming from the woman who channeled and wrote the Pleiadian agenda, remember? Okay, so are you following this? Are you with me here? The so-called Mayan calendar is not from the so-called Maya of Mexico, and it may not actually be from the Pleiades either. It might just be the 9th dimension itself, or, as I see it, the 10th dimension is the Hunab-Ku, and the 9th is the Tzolk'in. However, whatever you believe about all of that, I sincerely believe from the center of my heart chakra that the Mayan Embodiment Astrology perspective that I am teaching you allows you, the recipient, and maybe someday the practitioner, to experience that the Mayan calendar, the Tzolk'in, which is a sacred mathematical and sacred geometric harmonic vibration that creates DNA, is in your body, and you are in the Tzolk'in. You are inside the Wheel of 20, and it is inside every cell of your body. DNA, Mayan calendar, sacred geometry, quantum holographic space-time reckoning mechanism coming to you from the great central sun, the Hunab-Ku, which is the one and only giver of movement and measure, the prime creator, the source of the whole physical universe, Sophia, Mother, Father, God-sciousness. Sorry. Yes. Now, where was I? Oh yes, the divine feminine of Joko Lenono. And aren't you just a little bit more curious now about their divine feminine superpower?
And we have 5 of the Jaguar Shaman, an extremely feminine yet extremely powerful sign to be their divine feminine, empowering the hand, helping hand, giving, leading, holding hands. The Jaguar Shaman, the calendar shaman, the healer, the doctor, the one who connects with Mother Nature, with Gaia and the animals, to bring spirituality and to heal the hearts of their tribe. Ooh, okay. I did it again. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can even see those goosebumps. There they are, people. This is real, okay? Wow. All right. A little deeper.
Well, close your eyes and attend to the super high frequency vibrational energetics, helping, healing, vital trance magic, giving meditation, meditation of giving, vital soul retrieval, inquiry of communing with nature, crafty protection, eating chocolate cake in the bath. Now, my friend, this has already been quite a long video with quite a lot of extra information that just somehow made its way in there, but what I want to finish with is the fact that when two people come together to make a third entity, such as in this case, we have a blue and a red which make a yellow. So the way that blue relates to yellow is important, and Yoko is water and emotion, and fire and mind are the yellow. So you could see a steamy, hot, fiery, emotional mind being invigorated here. John himself being red and of the earth, relating to fire. I see it as like a tree. Trees are absolutely of the earth, and the wood needed to keep that fire burning is very important. So I see his energy as being actually more grounding and more of the base of the two of their joining. Now, another little synchronicity that I'll point out is that 2 is 2 dots and 10 is 2 bars. So there's a strong connection between those two tones. When you put them together to make a tone 12, you also have 2 elements, dot and bar. And this is why they are so synchronistically entwined. Now, to help explain this for you, I've made a less eye candy distracting visual for you here, and to take a look at a few more of the synchronicities in their tone charts. You'll notice that she's a 2, he's a 10, and in her chart and his chart are 2 and 10. Now they make a 12, and in 12 is a 7, which is in her past wisdom, and a 5, which is in his future vision. Quite amazing. Now the last little numerological connection is between his divine masculine and their past wisdom, both being tone 4.
Okay, my friend, I hope you've enjoyed this look into the triality of 2 people. And please leave a comment for people you would like me to do either the individual Mayan Embodiment Astrology for, or the energetic baby of 2 people. Please keep in mind it takes a very long time to do one video, especially for 3 people. And I may not be able to get to it right away. But I will do my best, as always. Een Laq. I am another you. You are another me. We are one. We are holy holograms of God-sciousness. And I love us.